About 3 weeks ago, I was looking at my hands and I noticed something kind of interesting. Let me show you. See, you make my fist, this is really white, and over here is, well, it's about as tan as I get. And my thought was, oh, I'm always working in the soil, in the garden, and this stayed white and this tanned. But, you know, I started thinking that seemed kind of odd. As you can see, it's white here, kind of goes down white here, there's some splotches. Anyway, rather unusual looking, wouldn't you say? So I was looking at a couple of videos I made, and I also noticed it up close to my hands. And I started thinking, showed it to my daughter, and she said, "Mom, you've got Michael Jackson's disease." I thought, gosh, I think she might be right. So I went on the internet, the way we all do when we want to self-diagnose ourselves, and I learned about vitiligo. And I was pretty sure I had it. So I had my dermatologist appointment 2 weeks ago, and they use a wood light and kind of go on top of where you have the splotches and confirm that yes, I do have vitiligo. So what is vitiligo? Well, it's very obvious if you are darker skinned. I am incredibly pale. Actually, the paleness here on my fingers, it just matches my legs. That's my normal color. But as you can see on my arms, I have a lot of freckles and some tanning and some pigmentation. Well, what vitiligo does, your cells for some reason start attacking the pigment cells, and so you end up with no pigment. And it can affect you anywhere on your body. It is most noticeable, of course, if it is on your face, but the hands and arms are pretty noticeable also. And it affects anywhere from, the statistics are about 0.5% to 1% of those that live in the United States. 50% of those affected are, I believe it's 30 years and younger. And it affects a lot of kids like age 10, 11, when, you know, a pimple is a bad thing, so it would really, really affect their self-esteem. And again, like I said, if you are a person of color, it is even more noticeable generally. So, I started to think of, okay, gee, I don't know anyone in my family that had this. Why might have I gotten this? Well, as a dermatologist says, I have the immune system trifecta. In my 20s, I developed goutte psoriasis, and that was really problematic. I could get like huge patches, face, hair on my back. And then it was determined that it was because anytime I was exposed to strep. So once my daughter moved out of the house, I really didn't have as much problem with goutte psoriasis, and it really has not been a problem lately. When I was having some really bad attacks, my nickname for my husband was Spot, because it was very spotty, to say the least. But I was lucky. I had the kind of psoriasis that actually went away. Well, then in my 40s, I developed hypothyroidism, Hashimoto thyroid, which is pretty common. A lot of people have it. No real signs, but it was affecting various blood work for me, and so I went on Levoxyl, which is, you just take it once a day, and really you don't have any more thyroid problems. It puts my thyroid levels in the normal range. So great, but that's also an autoimmune disease. And now vitiligo. Well, vitiligo very often is seen in patients that have thyroid disease, so I guess it's not completely a surprise. Although they say it doesn't happen generally, very rare to happen to old people. So that was so nice to hear, because that meant I'm not old. That's great. The other good thing about it is it's very rare to get skin cancer if you have vitiligo, and they're not quite sure why that is. So anyway, for me, it's an inconvenience, might be a conversation starter. I'm at the age where, you know, this looks better than age spots, right? But for young people, it has to be very debilitating to your self-esteem, and it's a whole different thing. So I do not want to lighten this disease. I'm just saying, for me, it's like, whatever. I'm going to kind of miss my freckles if they go away, though. You know, when I was in my teens, I hated my freckles. But as I grew older, they were part of me. Now, a long time ago, they disappeared from my face and here, but they really stayed on my arms. So, yeah, I guess I'll miss them if they go away. I am trying a topical treatment to see if I can stop it or to increase pigmentation. So far, not really working. And then you can always try the PUVA or the UV lights and see how that works. I used that when I had bad psoriasis attacks, and that really did help. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you in case you see my hands and go, gosh, did she use some of that, you know, what is it, tanning cream and not put it on correctly? But no, I have vitiligo, and maybe it'll go away, maybe it'll get worse. This is Prepper Potpourri saying, please subscribe, share the knowledge, and thumbs up.